What are some of the differences between LiveJasmin and other cam sites you've used?
The quality. There's never interruption. There's never static. There's never anything. It's just perfect sailing, and you can always understand the model. So that's one thing they have over a lot of the other ones. Their reception is great. It's never. I don't have trouble, with the cam going out or anything like that, where I have had with other places, other sites. But other than that, I think that's one of their best qualities, is the quality of their cams.
Very cool. Have you noticed a difference in the types or quality of models, or any other features of the site?
They have such a variety that, that's not, they actually have a huge variety which you can pick from and actually go into. So there's no shortage of any type of model you're looking for, so I could say that. You end up building kind of like a rapport with some of the models, and you're a repeat visitor. And then I like it once you do build the rapport, is that they give you real good, one-on-one time. And that's, I guess if you're, as a customer, you're looking for that, instead of just surfing. So I preferably like to go to just particular models that actually where I can have, I get to know them and have a good time with them.
Yeah, so it sounds like you really prefer to have an authentic connection with the model.
Yes. You feel you're getting your money's worth, and they're sincere. They seem to be sincere, and I think they are. And you can tell by the quality of service they give you in that in the time when you enter their room.
What is it about your favorites that you like so much? What are their qualities?
What I like is if I can communicate with them and we can talk about our lives and stuff like that, or what some of our goals. I like that, when they confide in me and I confide in them, and we start to talk, and when they open up and I open up, that's when I seem to really enjoy the session when I'm with the model.
So it sounds like the favorites that you have right now, you have a friendship with them where you guys are talking about, you mentioned goals and that type of thing. What would you say is the number one benefit that you feel like Jasmin is bringing into your life?
The quality of models they hire, they seem to be much just better, I don't want to refer to them as better quality models, just better, and for my case, better women that I seem to enjoy more and can talk to them more. And, some of the other sites I've been to, it seems like there's a lot of women that, are out to kind of just rip you off, you'll go to some, they won't turn on their camera, and you turn on your camera and they're trying to say the camera doesn't work, when all actuality, they just don't turn it on. You waste a bunch of time on these other sites trying to, turn on your, equipment and stuff like that. It's all a stall game, some of these, and I don't experience that with Jasmin. It's very straightforward, and when you go in there, they have the camera on and everything, so you don't have to worry about that.
Wow, that's great. So you really feel like with Jasmin, you can trust the service that you're getting from the platform and the models.
Most definitely. I don't know if it's because you hold them to a higher standard than maybe some of these other sites, which is good, I would say, which is good. But I don't run into that problem. So.
What is it from camming sites that you enjoy? Do you feel like you get stress relief, or is there something in particular that really like keeps bringing you back?
The companionship and, like you said, stress relief. Right now I don't have any desire to date right now. I've gone through 2 costly divorces. So I enjoy coming into the cam and, for companionship, at this moment, at this point in my life.
Yeah, stress-free companionship, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about that, you can help out these models too as well by going into their rooms. I don't mind. It just seems like I have a good time, and they also seem to enjoy it as well.
Absolutely. I like that you really you've mentioned it, and you seem to understand that, yeah, they're providing a service for companionship, connection, joy, pleasure, whatever it may be. But also, like you said, you're helping them build their foundation or pursue their goals and dreams by supporting them, by taking them private or whatever the case is.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what, and I enjoy doing that. And when I have a great time, I also like to tip them well, and I know it's like a tough business, and maybe for that short time, they don't have to worry, when I enter, that I'm not going to, give them a hard time or anything like that. When I do it, they always leave me messages on the, on your message board and stuff like that, and, I think that's good because they want me to come back and see them again,
Right.
Yeah. I don't give them I just go in there and, I treat them nicely. I don't give them a hard time or anything like that.
Do you have a favorite like connection-based memory on Jasmin?
Yeah, probably one where I was probably on there a little too longer than I wanted to be, because we just couldn't stop talking. And, once you start to talk, I like to hear about their lives and stuff like that, what they, and things like that. And some of their, some of their heartaches they've had and stuff like that. They tell me, and, it's, when they do that, that's I like it because I open up to them about my life. I said I've gone to 2 costly divorces and stuff like that, and I can't see myself dating or getting married anytime soon. So I'll open up to them as well. And that's what when I get that connection, that's what I actually enjoy most.
The talking and sharing experiences. Yeah, that's really important.
Sometimes they get surprised. Goes, are you sure that's what you want to do? Talk? Go, yeah, I'm sure. They're kind of surprised, but I go, yeah, that's all I want to do.
So sometimes you take girls private just to talk to them.
Yeah. Like I don't want to date right now, so yeah, that's probably my number one thing right now. It's the companionship of the women.
Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, and and it satisfies me, and that's why I keep I return.
You've brought up a really good point, which is that platforms like Jasmin provide, it's more than just the flirty and sexual content. That part is obvious, but there's usually something deeper that happens, which, like you've said, is companionship and connection. And a lot of people don't really understand that. Obviously the platform itself and the models still have to deal with a lot of negative judgments from the world. I'm curious, what would your message be to those people who have these negative judgments towards the models?
When they go in there, that's another human being in front of you in that computer. And you need to treat her with some respect and dignity and not degrade her.
Absolutely. Very well said. You mentioned earlier that you have been a member through the pandemic.
Yes.
And I'm curious what role Jasmin played for you during that time.
During that lockdown, it was tremendous. If I didn't have them, I would be going nuts, and I'm here in Vegas by myself, so I don't, most of my family's in California. So and you couldn't actually leave the state during that time. You know, you had to still, you know, they didn't want you traveling. So I would have gone nuts if I wasn't able to go in there and you know, talk to some of these women, you know, during that time. It brought me some companionship, and I wasn't lonely, and I could rely on Jasmin to go in there and talk to somebody. In my case, because like I said, here in Las Vegas, I'm by myself. So I don't really know anybody here. And I'm retired from California, so I don't work, so I don't have any coworkers. So it brought me a great sense of, you know, stress relief, you know, that I was able to talk to somebody and just let out, you know, the frustration of the pandemic. So, you know, how horrible it was.
I know right now you mentioned you're not really interested in dating, but do you think you've learned more about women, or you've received maybe even more confidence in how you would deal with women because of the site?
Yeah, you know, when I do talk to these women and I open up to them, I tell them about my frustrations with relationships. With, you know, I ended up with 2 divorces, and you know, they'll get me to open up what led to it and stuff like that, and you know, they're able to explain why you know, my exes may have, you know, decided to leave me, and you know, and get their perspective, I guess, of a woman, you know, and I don't listen, you know, because I remember talking to one model, and I didn't think about it, that, you know, their perspective, until she started talking to me about it. You know, that, you know, maybe she left because of that and stuff like that. And I was like, wow. You know, I never thought of it that way. You know, and yeah, you know, these women are smart. They've gone through relationships and stuff like that. You know, and they know things that, you know, turn them off. You know, and stuff like that. And they'll tell me, you know, hey, you shouldn't do that. You know, you know, they actually encourage me to go dating sometimes too, as well, you know, to try to go date and stuff like that, you know. And I said, yeah, maybe I will down the road. And I'll go on some of these dating sites down the road, but right now I just want to, yeah, just lay low for a bit.
I get that. I get that for sure. I love hearing that though. Like, I really do see the value myself in being able to talk to people that are not biased in your life at all. And sometimes it's really helpful when those people don't know anyone in your life, and you can just share and know that what you're sharing is totally safe.
You know, a lot of these models, you know, I know they're people think they're there for, you know, the sexual side of it, but you know, there's more than that. When you enter these rooms, you know, there's, like I said, there's in this, you know, my case, a woman behind there, and she's willing to talk to you if you want to talk to her, you know. All of them do. They're all willing to talk to you. You know, that I've never experienced one that ever rebuffed me from wanting to talk. And that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't look at it as a, you know, the approach of, you know, the sex side of it. I just, you know, I have a different approach when I enter these rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you really value having a connection.
Yeah. Okay. I do. I have to have a connection, or I probably won't return and see that model. I have to have some type of connection. And I'm sure everybody else does too as well.
Yeah.
I have to have one if I just to return. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I never spoke about this. I thought it would be hard, but no, it's not that hard.
Oh, the interview?
I was talking about it, but no, it hasn't been. It's been pretty easy.
Oh, good.
You know, I'll be honest. I saw you were a woman. I'm going, oh my gosh, it's gonna be harder. I thought it'd be hard for me to talk about it, but no, it hasn't been.
Oh, good. That makes me really happy to hear. Yeah. I feel like I should change the name and not call this an interview, because it is, I try to make it much more conversational than that. And I think maybe when people hear that word interview, it seems more scary than what it is.
Yeah, because it sounds like you're going to get like set questions, and you have to answer them. But no, it's been an open forum, and I like it. It was great. You know, I really enjoy it.
Oh, good. Good. That makes me happy.
That makes me happy. I'm glad I've been able to answer your questions. Like I was telling you, I know that one thing I recognize is that they have a very difficult job, having to interact with so many people when, you know, and it's a fine balancing act trying to, you know, keep everybody, you know, happy, you know, and talking, you know, numerous people at the same time. It's a tough job, you know. I gotta commend them, you know.
You know, you bring up a great point, and I'm curious. You said, you know, these models basically have so much to balance and juggle between keeping everyone happy and navigating many aspects. What is it that you truly believe that models are providing to members? If you could put it in one word or two, what is it that you really think that it is?
I think any of us that go in there have something missing in their lives and something like that, and they help fill that void. You know, they help fill a void that's missing in a lot of our lives when we go in there. That's what I would say.
That's so beautifully said. Like, what a service, you know, and for those people that may be judging them, it's really nice to hear from someone that it's so much more than the flirty and sexual content. It is filling a void or something that's missing, or for whatever reason, like you mentioned, you just are not interested in really dating right now. And so you're able to get that companionship in another way that works for you.
Yeah, regardless of what it may be, for me, it ain't the sexual content, but maybe for somebody else. But we all have some type of void, and we're going in there to, you know, to find, you know, to fill it, and you know, and that's why I return. You know, and I enjoy it, and you know, it satisfies me at this point right now.
Incredibly said. Thank you so much for your time. You gave an incredible interview.
Well, thank you, thank you. I appreciate, you know, you picking me and actually I'm going through with it. I'm glad. Thank you.